Hey Nathan, it's great to connect. Thanks for taking the time out of your day today to talk with me. I know your schedule's probably packed.
No worries. I'm happy to chat. So
Awesome. So my goal today is to learn a bit more about how your team handles IT budgeting and contract management, and then walk you through a couple of the tools that we at Gartner have to offer you to help you reduce costs, make smarter investment, improve performance, just anything that can help you with your issues in those departments. Does that sound fair to y'all?
yeah, that sounds great to me.
Awesome. So before we dive into business, how are things going overall with your team? I imagine this time of year can be a bit hectic with budget planning and other things like that.
Yeah, no, it's been really busy. We're in planning mode, so there are a lot of, moving pieces
I
for us.
completely get, I completely get that. It's that time of year where, everyone seems to be like in a sprint and a chess match at the same time. Are there any particular challenges that have been at the top of your mind lately?
Yeah, well, we're trying to find ways to cut or shift spend without hurting performance, which is always, pretty tricky.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No, for sure. Completely understand that. And a lot of our clients are in the same boat, trying to balance cost optimization with business growth. And that's why they've turned to us at Gartner. We can help with that. We help make those trade-offs more strategic, not just reactive. So that's what we can do. But so um just to give me a clearer picture, what's your role like when it comes to budgeting and vendor negotiations?
well, I mean, I oversee our IT operations, so budgeting and contract approvals both run through me.
Mhm.
I work closely with finance and procurement.
Mhm. Nice. So, are there any specific areas where you're feeling pressure and where you think you should reduce spending?
Yeah, I mean, I would say support services and infrastructure mostly.
Mhm.
We've had a lot of contracts roll over without much review, to be honest with you.
Mhm. And that's something that we see that's pretty common with a lot of our clients. And when you're analyzing that spending, are you using any benchmarks or third-party data to compare against similar companies in your industry?
Not really. We do some year over year analysis, but we don't have access to a lot of external data.
Got it. So you're mostly relying on internal metrics and patterns from your past.
Correct.
Okay. And when you're looking at contracts, do you feel that you have full transparency into how competitive those agreements are in today's market?
To be quite honest with you, probably not. We've negotiated a few of them years ago, but and I'm sure pricing models have changed. So, yeah, not really.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But vendors evolve constantly, as we all know, and they rarely tell you when their newer models are cheaper or more flexible, which can obviously raise costs on your end because you could be spending money on something you don't need to. But out of curiosity, what would be the impact if you couldn't identify or address those inefficiencies this year?
Well, we might have to delay some upgrades or reduce headcount in lower priority areas. I definitely slow down some of our growth plans.
Mhm.
Um, Probably.
Right. So that's totally understandable, and thank you for being open with me about that. That gives me a lot more fuel to help you. So the first tool that I want to show you that Gartner has to offer is our IT key metrics and IT budget tool. It's the world's largest IT benchmarking platform. We have over 7,000 data points, 90 individual
Mhm.
reports across 80 countries with about 21 industries.
I mean, my goodness, that sounds like a lot of data. So,
It really is, and it's not just raw data. It's organized in a way that our clients can digest it easily, and it helps you answer key questions like how much are we spending per employee? Are we over invested in one area compared to others? Are we staffing efficiently for our infrastructure? All those things.
okay, yeah, no, that would definitely be helpful. Right now, we're kind of guessing in some of those areas.
Okay. Exactly. So that's what this tool is made for. It takes out all that guesswork, all that unnecessary nonsense. You can filter by industry, region, size, other things. Um, Then you can see how your company compares on things like, human capital expenses, IT spending, allocation, for stuff like cloud data centers and cloud services.
Okay, so we'd get a visual of how we stack up.
Exactly. You would have charts, you would have reports and insights that can back up your strategy when you're sitting down with a finance or an executive team. Some of our clients even use the tool to model what if scenarios, like what if we reduced infrastructure by 10% and reinvested it into something else? These things can really show you the different trade-offs of using real data. But now the second piece that I think you'll find valuable is our contract review service. Our analysis review thousands of IT contracts every year, software, hardware, telecom, cloud services. We identify hard dollar savings, and in 75% of the cases, our clients find real hard dollar savings.
Really? That high?
Yep. And a lot of our vendors build in things like outdated pricing tiers, auto renew clauses, or confusing audit languages. But we take all that and we make it easy for you to digest and make the smart decision instead of overspending on things that you don't need within these contracts. One example we have is we've helped one of our clients save over $1 million in the past 3 years just by helping them break down these unnecessary, outdated clauses within these contracts.
That's huge. Do you only review new contracts?
No, not at all. We can go in and we can look at old ones. Most of our savings come from contracts that have been renewed repeatedly without market comparison. So it's the low-hanging fruit most teams don't realize is there. And we review the processes so that you don't have to, and so that it makes it easier for you to make the the right decisions within the insights you have.
Okay. Well, I mean, we do have a sourcing team. Wouldn't this like overlap with what they're doing?
That's a good question. So we wouldn't be replacing them. We would be working alongside them. So um, they do great work, but we bring in market intelligence that most sourcing groups just don't have access to. So we've seen thousands of real world contracts, and we've bring all that benchmarking to the table. So it's not just about second guessing your team. It's about empowering them with data that makes their job easier and more efficient.
All right. Well, that makes a lot of sense. I'm sure they'd appreciate the support too.
Yeah, so with all that, here's what I recommend. Let's schedule a 30-minute session with one of our analysts. We can walk through a sample benchmarking report from one of our other clients so that you can see how it works with um, a real company. And then using that information, you can make a good decision in whether or not you want to move forward with us. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm definitely interested in seeing that. So,
So
absolutely.
I'll put all this information together and send it over to you where we can find a good time to meet. And then, but thank you again for taking the time out of your day and talking to me. It means a lot, and I'm really looking forward to what we can offer you.
Well, thank you so much. It was very nice to meet you, and I'm looking forward to it too.
Awesome.
And yeah, I appreciate you reaching out. So
Sure.
thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.